that your girl's recording. Let me go ahead and let me start this intro off. Now, we just talked about with Joe Budden, right? And now we about to get into uh, DJ Academics and why everybody hates DJ Academics. And I am one of those people. I'm one of those people. I'm not a academics type of person. I'm just, this is, it's just a matter of just beefing with women is just, a man beefing with a woman in general is weird. Like it is weird in general because I don't feel like that should be something a man should do. Not to say that not for me telling a man what it is he can and cannot do, but I know for damn sure it is he likes to beef and buck up with a lot of women. What is he known for? I guess you could say it is like he's hosted before. He puts in like his opinions on with people within the music career, and I would love to say it is he's known for dick sucking too, but then that'll just be me being mean. But so without further ado, let me go ahead. Let's start this out. Why everybody hates DJ Academics. Let's get this started.
DJ Academics is always in the headlines for one reason or another. Whether it's his conflict with artists like Freddie Gibbs and Saucy Santana, his controversial comments, revelations about his personal life, or the chaotic personality that he displays on social media. Although his whole job just revolves around reporting on hip-hop news and drama, he somehow managed to be labeled as the most hated man in the hip-hop genre, to the point that these days, it seems like people are trying to bring him down once and for all. Today, we're gonna showcase all of the events that led him to this unfortunate.
Don't like, come on, Claney. You know it is with that man, Tekashi 6ix9ine. That nigga was, and especially with Drake, that nigga always be on some, I'm about to blow. He's always just on that type of timing. And I was like, yo, what's up, Mars? How are you? Thank you. And it's just like, all right, enough is enough, gang.
Fortunate point. Starting with the time that he was called out by Nipsey Hussle in 2017. Over the years, Academics, real name Livingston Allen, went from a YouTuber on the fringes of
Your name is what?
Over the years, Academics, real name Livingston Allen.
Livingston Allen. Boy, that's a name that suits you. That's a name that suits you. Golly. That's not funny. That's not funny. That's not funny. Your name is Livingston and you act like this? Boy, it's kind of like how Monique always calls Charlemagne the God as Leonard as his name. It's like, man, Livingston, if you get the... Oh my God.
Went from a YouTuber on the fringes of hip-hop culture to becoming one of the biggest commentators that the culture has to offer. Along the way, he also became one of the most polarizing figures, with some users suggesting that the biggest mistake of our generation was making this clown one of the voices of it. But the disapproval of some of the audience outside of his infamous stream chat is only part of the problem. Because for a lot of artists, the way that Act conducts his business is seen as in no way beneficial to the culture. Back in 2017, the now deceased Nipsey Hussle pretty much set the tone for this argument.
Yeah, he's a buster. He's a weirdo. He's a whoop his ass in real life. He behind the camera, and you gotta just let clowns be clowns, man. Like I was on Everyday Struggle, and I walked out just because, I'm not a clown. I don't come from that world of like you make jokes about. We used to fuck us up. We used to fuck us up for trying to film fights. He got a little internet runny going on, but we just gotta let himself destruct because he's on the path.
The only problem for those
And needless to say, it is what Nipsey Hussle said. I know he's not with us anymore. RIP to him. Greatly missed, but he's not wrong with what he said. He's not wrong with what it is he said. And at this rate, he is self-destructing. There's so many different things that's coming out about with him and about with his private life and everything. So absolutely, he spoke the truth for sure. But come on now. And for me, and especially now, like Nipsey mentioned something it is that I never really understood is this new age of filming fights. Like it's one, like, especially within schools, like we like everybody pull their phone out and be ready to go ahead and record a fight. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just helping out, especially when the fight is not even a fair one. That's where I really am just like, yo, y'all just gonna sit here and just let this person get either jumped or get their ass whooped like this? This ain't even fair. Y'all niggas just got y'all phones out to just watch. Call for help. Call 911, please. Damn.
plotting on his down.
And I'm not gonna sit there and say it is that people need to get the, it's deserving, unless it is a motherfucker actually is doing something it is that they had no business doing. Then it's just like all bets is off. But when it's kind of like for instance that situation with the Sharkeisha vid, I think she's also not with us as well. I think I did hear this that she passed away. I think like that punch it is that she gave to that girl was so unjust. I've always said I'm just like damn that wasn't even deserved. Like that girl was looking away. She wasn't even trying to fight the girl. Like stuff like that. I ain't cool. I'm not cool with that. I'm not cool with sucker punches, and I'm not cool with uneven fights and shit. Like niggas can't even shoot a fair one properly. Ain't no jump is here. It's either run the ones or it's a whole riot no in between. Listen, if there's a bunch of niggas that's trying to go ahead and fight me, I'm popping the trunk. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. She ain't dead. It's just a hoax. Really? If niggas coming after me, I'm popping the trunk. I'm sorry. You ain't about to sit there and take me out like this. I refuse. I'll be damned. I'm popping the trunk on somebody, bro. Or I'm popping the van. Either one of the two.
Downfall is that Ak has weathered every storm, even when he turned a whole city against him. Back when he was still at Rutgers University, Ak began making a documentary series on the inner city gang violence in Chicago, which is known as the War in Chirac.
Check it out now. Say niggas don't plan on living more than 10 or 15, maybe 20 years. 25, you're pushing it. 30, you definitely a senior citizen. Okay, at least in Chirac.
Because he covered hip-hop, the argument was that this was about the emerging drill scene, but a lot of people he covered never picked up a mic in their lives. When discussing the purpose of the series, which ran for 3 years and got its own dedicated channel, Ak told Daily Dot that he wanted to show how stupid all of the violence was. You have to let people know that this is not even cool. This is ridiculous. You have to point out or use satire, and that's exactly what I've done. However, this comedic tone he used in the videos wasn't something that the people on the front lines or witnessing their friends lose their lives in O Block, Tukaville, and the other areas involved appreciated. Eventually, he came face to face with someone from Chicago, and he took the chance to let the world know how the people on the ground really felt about him.
I wanted to slap you in your face, honestly. And I'm just seeing you here, so I'm like, this is a tame environment, so I would keep it to my word. Like, whatever made you feel like you had a space to have a perspective on our people dying on a daily basis. And I'm gonna tell you the truth, I really think you're a bitch. We're like, nigga, this is not a video game. That's like I grew up with, I've known since I was 5 years old. And to see you come on the internet with this corny little voice and make jokes about it, like, you know, I was waiting to see you.
To this day, Vic Mensa still hasn't been able to let this go, calling Ak's channel a parasitic platform in February.
I mean, but I can't blame him for that though. I really can't. Because the way if he was trying to use this as a way of like, oh, let's show it is like how the violence is bad and it's dumb and everything, but you're using satire and you're like shit talking niggas like listen, if you've grown up in that type of environment, that's what it is that you know. Like that's real shit. Niggas really die out here in these streets of, gang bang and all this other shit. So the fact that it's like you making jokes on somebody else, like you can't help to what didn't like demographics it is that you're born into. You can change that once it is like you get of older and you realize the certain things, and plus also like money and your mindset comes into play when it comes down to that. But that is just insane to me. Like you're using that something serious as that, like academics should have took a different approach. If it comes down to like, hey, listen, this violence this senseless violence needs to stop. There's other ways it is you could able to do to help out the community, or at least try to help out the community when it comes down to this. But you shit talking on niggas, and then you having the same niggas, rappers, or anybody it is that's within the music industry on your platform, they're gonna feel a certain type of way. So I don't blame him for kind of saying it is like, calling him a bitch. I really don't. Because that is bitch made. Livingston is all I know now.
February of 2023. His sentiments about how Ak used the Shy have been echoed by other Chi-Town rappers like G Herbo and 600 Breezy.
You know what I'm saying? Academics always got me into some shit. Stop putting together and I'm gonna get up with you, Academics.
Although he managed to get some Chi-Town rappers onto his podcast over the years, such as Lil Durk, it's no surprise that he still has no plans to visit over fear of what would happen.
I ain't going to Chicago.
Of course you can. Of course you can. Well, all that shit it is that you was talking, come on, gang. The best if you ever had to go to Chicago, bro, just don't announce when it is you're gonna be there and show up there just late at night, gang. You're like doing the same thing what 6ix9ine did. You're like, hey, listen, we're like it's 10 o'clock. Where these niggas at? Looking around and shit, and it's just you. That's the only way it is that you're gonna be able to go into a city that's like that. Like you literally sat there and shitted on people that you don't necessarily know, and you never grew up in that environment. So, what'd you expect? At this rate, what did you expect? You thought it is you were gonna be able to go into niggas' hoods like that? Nah, hell no.
You won't catch me.
Nah.
And that's because of the whole Warren Chirac stuff.
I think me covering Chicago, I've developed such a fear of it.
But when he's not getting
should.
heat for using a whole city's heartache to
As
make
you
his
should.
name, he's catching flack for his obsession with numbers. Over the years, Academkis has been so preoccupied with first week sales to point that, to him, it eclipses any discussion about artistry or the quality of music.
And that's what the numbers do. The numbers just signifies who's consuming it. Let me ask you this question, right? This inherent question that goes outside music. If a tree falls in the woods and nobody hears, does it make a sound? If someone makes the most amazing music ever but no one listens to it, is it that amazing?
It's a mindset like this that has done damage to his credibility and his relationship. Like when he infamously said a legend like Young Thug wasn't a big dog in hip-hop because he sold under 100K. It also led to him losing an ally like NBA Youngboy, who was cool with him until he started going down that route with one of his projects.
This says Academkis acting like I give a fuck about numbers. I just dropped 2 weeks ago. This finna drop. I know I ain't worried about no numbers. That's all you like to do is to get drunk and talk. That was gonna get you fucked up.
But when it comes to Ak getting into hot water after commenting on someone's numbers, they don't come more infamous than his beef with Freddie Gibbs. It all started after Freddie Gibbs threw some shade at his former label boss, Jeezy, on a podcast, claiming that he was irrelevant. Without being asked to, Academkis waded into the conversation and claimed that it was actually Gibbs who was irrelevant.
I'm at the green. I would definitely not let a rapper selling 30,000 think he got and could flex on me. Sorry, buddy. I've been working in this game.
Ak might have been able to come out on top in most situations he'd found himself in up until then. But this time, he'd run into a master troll. In a Twitter war for the ages, Freddie labeled him a Teletubby and even sold merch which pictured him as one, as well as offering 5,000.
That's not funny. That's not funny. Wow, that's not funny. That's not funny. That's not funny. All right, don't laugh at that. Don't laugh at that. Don't laugh at that. Wow, that's not funny. That's not funny. That's not funny. That's not funny. W merch. That's not funny. I'm bad. I never got to buy this shirt. Oh my god. Oh my god. I didn't know about the merch, but I knew I knew about the beef, but I didn't know about the merch. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. That's hilarious.
A Teletubby and even sold merch which
Academkis is the police. Nah, this is hilarious. Nah, this boy, it took an opportunity and said, I bet. Watch what I do. The merch was elite. I needed it.
pictured him as one, as well as offering $5,000 to any woman who would openly admit to sleeping with him. Freddie also released some hilarious freestyles.
Niggas ain't f***ing with me. When I catch Academic, I'ma squeeze them titties.
And overall, it seemed like Freddie had the last laugh, and Ak even admitted this on No Jumper.
I had just moved into my crib, 8,000 square feet, so I'm like, wait, this guy think I'm in a basement stream? I'm like, yo, bro, I guarantee my crib bigger than your whole situation. So I'm talking I'm like, yo, post your tax returns. I show the whole world how broke you rappers are and what's really going on. And he was just like, yo, listen, man, you look like this little Teletubby in this meme I'm gonna post. And then everyone's like, that's way funny. And I'm like, fuck.
Besides, the hip-hop community had Freddie's back. Gibbs is respected worldwide. Who will remember Academics in 10 years? Nobody.
Facts.
The whole thing has made me love Freddie Gibbs even more. Even huge YouTubers like Anthony Fantano came out in defense of Freddie Gibbs.
Meanwhile, Freddie Gibbs's responses to everything DJ Academics is saying, boy, shut the fuck up, you pay for sex. My son's room is bigger than your house.
Oh, nah, that's, wow, wow. I mean, he, you know, I don't want to ever say that somebody looked like the type it is that they do that, but he looked like the type to do it. I'll remember Livingston as a Teletubby for Jesus Christ.
House bitch, stop it. I'm not Vic Mensa. I want proof that you didn't have oral sex with Tekashi.
Oh, nah, nah. When I tell you it is that this nigga used to glaze 6ix9ine, like, I mean, crazy dick suckage was to 6ix9ine. And that's when it is I started knowing about him. And then I started like, all right, what does this nigga do? Like, this nigga is like, this fake ass world star, you know what I'm saying, music journalist, fake ass. Like, you didn't even go to school for this bitch. Like, what are you saying? Like, well, he cooked him. He cooked that nigga. He did. He definitely did. It was way more than just glazing. We need a new word for what he did. Right, we do. It need to be studied. Exactly. Thank you, Zachary. He said he was glazing him all over. Glazing him is just the word glaze. At this rate, he swallowed 6ix9ine. Like that was literally, that's the only way it is I could put it. It's just like, you know, it's that, have you ever been swallowed? It's that. It is that. It is absolutely positively that. Like, that nigga gobbled that nigga 6ix9ine up. That's. I am sick of this level of word choices that I just chose right then and there. Oh my God.
So on and so forth. So everything Freddie is saying to him.
But as he's proven time and time again,
bro.
It's hard to keep Act down. And eventually,
he said he big spooned the shit out of 6ix9ine. Why do you think Nikki checked Academics? Wait, Nikki checked him? I know a few people checked this nigga, to be honest with you, and I don't blame him, you know? Not like it's not true. True.
went on the offensive again, exposing Gibbs as having a cop for a dad.
His father's a police officer. I just want to paint the irony of this whole thing. A kid who grew up playing with his father's badge, handcuffs, police uniform, and gun, and also took allowance that came from his father's police salary, said, what should I do with all of these things at my disposal? He went to a fucking studio to make up a fake persona of being some type of gangster.
Since then, Freddie continued to issue threats, and at one point, he even claimed that he could have had Academics killed. But Ack kept standing his ground, and wouldn't hesitate to go off on Freddie during one of his infamous Twitter rants. After Freddie had a messy split from his adult star / baby mama Destiny, Ack used this to his full advantage, to the point that he maybe went a little far.
Freddie, what you didn't know and you're gonna hear her admit is that when she hit me up, which was about 4 months ago, your child was already 2 months cooking in that belly.
See, this was
when
taking it
she
way too
appeared
far.
on Adam 22 Plug Talk, your child was a little bit more than baby batter at that point. That's Freddie Jr. in that gut. When she wanted to link with me, this might sound crazy, but I hope you understand the grace I have extended you. I would have been rubbing that belly. I bought a stethoscope off Amazon. I was gonna have a stethoscope in my ear and have the joint on her gut.
Although everyone knew that he and Freddie hated.
See, you taking it too far. You taking it too far. You taking it way too far. You taking it way too far. You know? And of course this is especially like with for the women as well. Y'all can't, I understand it is of being scorned. Actually, no, I don't, because at this rate now, I wouldn't do that level of like pettiness. But when you're go into a nigga's op, there's really not anything it is that can be forgiven at that point. They're like, people take petty routes once it is that they are, feeling a certain type of way towards their significant other or ex significant other. But when you start doing stuff like that, like you gotta realize this, like your actions when things go sour is really what dictates if something can be really salvaged. Or at least for me, because if you do some shit like that to me, like the likeliness of me, you ever hearing from me ever again is so slim. I'm sorry, but the stuff like that, yeah, nah, both of them niggas gotta go at this rate. Like at this rate, academics, you dancing on thin ice with life at this rate. Everybody dying, me included. I ain't going to jail. Like that, it's just damn that shit, boy. Boy, you talking about something rubbing her belly, buying a stethoscope for her and everything? Like, yeah, nah, you taking shit too far. You just don't go to your ex's op or someone getting blicked, right? Like you just
hated each other. No one knew he would go that far and were pretty shocked by it, with one user commenting, "Academics most definitely going through all 7 levels of hell for this one." But over the course of his career, Ak has proven that he doesn't take too kindly to threats. Just look at his years-long beef with Nicki Minaj. Back when Ak was still on Everyday Struggle in 2019, Ak critiqued Nicki pretty heavily for some of her antics and came down on her for tracks like Megatron flopping. In response, she called him Joe Budden's sidekick during an interview with his former co-host. For a while, it seemed like Nicki was pretty unbothered, but suddenly, she slid into his DMs and let him have a piece of her mind, warning him to lay off in the process.
She said, "You've been mad since I made a joke about you with Joe on my show. The people you rep will stop your jaw from being broke. I know too much about your family for you to be playing with me, you hoe-ass rat. Where you at now?"
Y'all forgot about
She said, "Send your number, my husband wants to talk to you. If I were you, I'd send your number because you're gonna make it worse."
As someone who wasn't yet a household name, Academkis was pretty happy to have the queen of rap come at him like this and said it reflected worse.
This is signs of a downward spiral. Remember, she got at some journalist who criticized her, and eventually that journalist got fired. She got the right one. Like me, I like to keep it all the way public. This is how I came up, baby. Like, this is great. So she really just gave me content.
Since then, Ak has very
see this is exactly why it is that I blame the people for making them as big as what it is that they are as he is now. Yeah, this the one I was like, bro, come on, Nicki checked him good. I mean, there's some things it is that, like I said, there's something it is that, like, same thing with Joe Budden. Is there some things it is that Academic says that I'm like, okay. Because Nicki, we are watching a downward spiral of Nicki Minaj. We are watching that. We've talked about this before. But there's other things is that Academics takes things way too far when it comes down to like some of the stuff it is that he says. Even though she is spiraling now, Livingston is still goofy. Don't threaten the man's family,
very rarely had any kind of word to say about Nicki Minaj. And after Nicki's husband was threatening Offset on her behalf, during the latest installment in her feud with Cardi B, Ak went all the way off.
I don't know nobody with a good a good story about Nicki. Nicki Minaj has continued to give a facade of her being a decent, nice person behind the scenes. For anybody who's had real interactions with her, they've realized that she doesn't see anybody as someone that she should respect. Definitely not as equals. Definitely not as someone that she can't control. And now, which is very sad, and this is why I'm so happy that she's being exposed, Nicki Minaj actually thinks that she's a gangster bully. Nicki Minaj actually thinks that because she married a top-ranking blood member of some set, she could threaten.
Go ahead and say what it is that the nigga really is. I can't say this openly, but y'all know what the wording it is that I want to say of what he is, a top-ranking gang member. But if you don't go ahead and use the word of a registered offender and call it a damn day, a whole damn, you know what I'm saying? Crazy part, if Megan's new album does better than Pink Friday 2, she wins, and Cardi and Lotto are things that pick sides. We're in the middle. Use therapy and chill. I think for Nicki need to lay off them drugs, man. Allegedly it is that coke is coking, His Megan Law personified.
And intimidate people with that guy. She tried to do it to me. He only knows what he knows. He don't know nothing about the music industry. He's a crash dummy.
There ain't no damn
He's
allegedly.
been crashed out multiple times before. It's the reason why he's on federal probation or parole.
With fighting talk like that, it's no wonder that some people have questioned if Ak is putting himself in serious danger by constantly getting lit off the Henny and running his mouth.
He already is. This is what I was saying beforehand. Like that whole running his mouth thing. Granted, everybody has their levels of opinions, but when you start making threats and then you start talking like it is you really about that gangster life, and then you come across somebody it is who actually grew up in that gangster life, it is a completely different story. You can't do that. You definitely need to put that Henny down. Yeah. Nikki's husband loved the cast of the rug. Oh, nah, that's sick.
You say you're a civilian, right? But yet, you telling niggas to pull up, right? You inviting niggas to drama.
Right.
And you saying, when you get there, I ain't gonna do nothing to you. I'm just gonna defend myself. But what if niggas actually pull up? And the niggas actually pull out?
Well, as he proved during his beef with Meek Mill, Ak will also play the civilian card when it suits him. Academics canceled because he's a bad police and our culture don't need him, Meek tweeted in 2020. He also gassed a lot of beef that got people killed and hurt, and never donated $1 to the culture. After Ak responded, saying that he wasn't in the position to cancel anyone, things escalated to the point that Meek basically implied that he was putting out a hit on him. But at this point, Academics immediately alerted police.
Just stop snitching on yourself. Stop telling the world you're greenlighting people and just do what you have to do. When you say greenlighting, I send that to the police. I'm gonna be honest with you. Wait, Meek Mill just told me in front of the world I'm greenlit? Okay, here's the cops. Hey, Meek Mill, that's his account, that's his people. He said I'm greenlit. Are you?
No, just say it as you scared. Just say you scared. You was talking all that big shit and now, you was just talking about a nigga's father being a police officer and shit. But then now, when it is like, oh, like niggas is really trying to come after you. Now you trying to call the same career choice of niggas it is that the Freddie's father was. Boy, stop playing with me. Acting scary. Like you might as well be living in them gated communities and talking about something. It is like, oh yeah, I'm a thug, I'm a gangster. This is this blase. You sitting there calling the police. Give me Livingston's tax bracket and police hotline. Nah, that's sick. He sound like a snitch though. He is. His civilian card needs to be given to me because how he got more rights than me. No, that's disgusting. Wow, he really scared. You was just so happy to talk about everybody else, but Nicki and now Meek Mill, and that's why Megan don't like him neither. Exactly. Somebody get Saucy Santana right.
You dumb?
Since then, Meek has told Academics to stop posting him, but in typical Ak fashion, he's completely ignored that request. While Meek was probably just sick of Ak's narrative on him, one rapper who's taken it a step further to the point that it may lead to the courtroom is Megan Thee Stallion. The saga all revolves around the Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion incident where he shot her in the foot at a party in Los Angeles. The whole thing has been covered pretty extensively, so I'm not gonna go into too much detail here, but the bottom line is that from the start, Academics wasn't buying Meg's version of events. So once the proceedings got underway, Ak was fighting Tory's corner, quickly posting the news that the DNA evidence on the gun was inconclusive.
He was, and this is another reason why it is that I couldn't stand this nigga, because he was trying to make it seem like it is like Megan didn't get shot from like day one. Like nigga, like, ooh, I almost said something crazy, but I know this, like, you know, let me keep that to myself. It's like, no.
Immediately, Meg fired back at Academics and claimed that there was no possible way he could have this information. Court ain't even started yet, so why are y'all ready to start lying? I know some of y'all blogs on payroll, but please don't get sued trying to create a hate campaign. Be a real journalist and post facts. Clearly, the threat of a lawsuit did nothing to scare Ak off, who came right back at her. You've been living off a narrative, and it's sad you made it where if Tory don't go to jail, you don't win. Over time, he went from making it about the trial to going deeper about her career. At The Stallion, you literally signed to a dude, managed by a firm, and signed to another conglomerate. You don't own nothing you put out. You literally won all your awards off this you got shot storyline. Get your masters back, then holla. Hated by Megan's fans.
And look at that. Not only is Megan the Stallion signing a big, huge distribution deal, but she owns her masters. Do you see why it is that, like, this furthermore proving my point, and this is why I don't really like this nigga like that? Furthermore proving the point that this nigga wants to sit there and talk spicy, but then, like, you know what I'm saying? When the spice really be spicy, and it is like, oh, you want to back up and shit. Nah, say what it is that you were saying beforehand. This topic is still talked about because of the messy hotties are denying that Megan lied in court. I mean, the person who lied is definitely Kelsey. If we're gonna really talk about with lying, it's Kelsey. Anytime, like, and especially for somebody that is like, I was a criminal justice major. Anytime it is that, like, somebody takes an immunity, that is code word for it is they've either done the crime or they know who did the crime, and they don't want to be charged and sentenced to it. They don't want to sit there and do time. I promise you it is. Kelsey's the one that is that pulled that damn trigger. I promise you it is. I promise you. That's wholeheartedly what it is. I'm gonna believe based off of what happened. Tori just was the fall guy, but it had to have been Kelsey. So anytime where it is you take immunities or plea deals and stuff like that, well, a plea deal is a little bit different. Sometimes it is like with plea deals, like people don't want to go and put in extra money, and it takes a very long time, time in order to prove level of innocence in front of a jury. But an immunity means it is, hey, listen, I may have done this, and I don't want to get in trouble for it. And then talk about something, oh, I don't remember, like, oh, I plead the fifth and everything like that when she testified. Like, girl, get the fuck on somewhere.
And even shaded by her lawyer that labeled his actions as nothing more than the dishonest machinations of a desperate man, Ak has remained defiant whenever talk of the lawsuit came up. And if anything, he's gone even harder. Recently, when Megan claimed that her days of being promiscuous were over, he saw this as the perfect time to do an expose on her.
Tori knew you was. By the way, Tori felt you was easy. I'm not speaking for Tori. I'm speaking on everything I've heard about that situation. You was easy. You was flying to him. He never had to do nothing. He never had to inconvenience himself. He ain't had to do, like, you left your team, flew on a private jet without security, anybody, to see him. You're paying tens of thousands to go see him, to get piped out at his spot.
Why is that any of your business, though? Yo, what's up, Washington? Thank you for the 10 biddies. I appreciate you. Thank you. I don't understand. See, this is what it is that I don't understand about with this case. There is a level of over hypersexual focus on who it is that she slept with or may have not slept with. Okay, all right. If she wanted to go ahead and sleep with the short man, then okay, that's fine. But, like, what does that have to do with anything, bro? And may I add, it is like with Megan. Megan has went through a lot of traumatic shit as it is of losing her mother, her father, her grandmother, and then also now finally when things take off, just when things is about to take off, you know, with her career and everything. She signed a 1501. That was to hell. You know what I'm saying? She was around trying to find guidance. And when you're in that level of a space, you do end up aligning paths with people it is that you either, you know, I'm pretty sure it is that he had, like, they meshed somewhere with, like, some level of, like, a trauma together. But, like, when it comes down to stuff like that, I'm glad it is that Megan is in a better space when it comes down to healing and everything. But I'm pretty sure it is that any woman could probably relate to, hey, listen, you know, I was dealing with a guy, it is that, like, that, you know, may or may not have been given a little bit friendly pussy to. But other than that, I mean, I just don't understand why it is any of Academkis' business. Like, you just trying to find anything to talk shit about this woman. And that's like with anybody else that tries to find to talk shit about with her. It's like, oh yeah, she lied about this. Oh, she slept with this, and this. Nigga, are you mad at this? She didn't sleep with you? Like, damn. She didn't sleep with the short man. This is why Nikki didn't shade Megan for sleeping with multiple men. No, she did. She definitely did. And she want to be a hoe, then she could be a problem. Hey, listen. I feel like people use that word a little too loosely. The word hoe. You know what I'm saying? Well, a little too loosely. And it's a subjective word because it really depends on the person's, like, definition of what a hoe is. But, like, Have you ever listen, real hoes are actually cool as shit. Real hoes is actually cool as shit. Somebody tweeted that earlier today, and I couldn't agree with them more. They're cool people. Like, if you actually really think of that, and was like, hey, listen, they kind of cool. You know what I mean? And I'm not the morality police. It's like whatever it is you want to do with your body is what it is you do with your body. You know what I'm saying? I just gotta only worry about with myself. Worry about with my body. But come on, y'all. Like, this nigga talking about who she if she slept with him, she slept with him. If she slept with other people, they're cool. But that ain't got nothing to do with me. I like her music, and a lot of other people like her music. So it is what it is. What's up, Omni King? How are you?
He's getting free. He's chilling. He don't care.
At the moment, Megan hasn't responded to the latest claims, and she probably doesn't even have to, because by ignoring them, it contributes to the idea that he only picks on women like this. Just look at what he had to say about SZA.
But SZA, let me give you the truth. This is the ether that's gonna make your fucking soul burn. I don't care how many albums you sell. You double chin chick, you are just as fat as me. The doctors, the fucking surgeons can't fix you. The lip gloss, the fake teeth, it doesn't matter.
Whoa.
You're just a fat mini Lizzo.
That was a completely unprovoked attack.
Furthermore, proving my point to why it is I don't like this nigga. Furthermore, proving my point of why it is I don't like this nigga. Like, why did you just, where did that come from? Like, you just, why? I remember when DJ Academics started crying when Saucy Santana said that he's gonna do something to him. Wait, wasn't Academics dealing with girlfriend issues? Yes, that started coming out even more. But that was the most craziest stray that it is I've ever seen. Now, of course, I know what SZA is that her weight has fluctuated, but to sit there and say it is a mini Lizzo, the fact that is you even talking shit about Lizzo, and then calling her a mini Lizzo, man. Livingston Allen, you're on my list now. Nah, somebody need to actually get saucy. That is crazy. That wasn't even, that's not even deserved. None of the strays it is that he's put towards women or is deserved. He's always arguing with a bitch. That's why I don't like that. I don't take this man, I cannot take this man seriously. You are just constantly trying to argue with women, bro. And if somebody tried to sit there and say this on my comments and on my other videos, it's like, well, actually, Ari, he's beefed with other guys before. Like, yeah, he has. But the most unprovoked strays it is that he ever put towards is women. It's always women. Women it is that wouldn't even fucking sneeze, fart, or spit on you if you was on fire. And you putting in your opinions on these women. That's just weird to me. Such a random fucking stray. God damn. Like, that's disgusting.
And it only ended up when his favorite rapper, Drake, had to call him up to tell him to stop. Unfortunately, his goat wasn't around.
Oh, little Drake, like Daddy Drake went ahead and called you for you to stop, and then it's just like, oh yeah, yes, Daddy Drake, you know, because you see what it is that he was packing and everything like that. Then you went ahead and stopped. Ain't that fucking crazy?
To stop him when he decided to get brave with women by screaming at his girlfriend about how he was the prize in a mall.
I've always said this before, and I'm going to say this again. Any man, and strong army, if you will, but any man that sits there and says it is, oh, I'm the prize, I'm not taking you serious. I'm not taking you serious at that rate. You know? That, like, how are you trying to assert a level of dominance, but you're sitting there trying to belittle women? That's laughable. That's entirely laughable. That's like when men sit there and say this, I'm a high value man. Most men it is who are high value don't even say that shit. Men who actually have like money and shit like that, like real money. We're not talking about with like music industry. I'm talking about it is outside of that. Niggas it is who have a well-to-do, like, you know what I'm saying, making a certain type of bracket. They ain't even wearing like the fly, like that stylish shit all the time. They have it. They pull it out when it is that it's needed. But they ain't even trying to be flashy and shit like that. Why? Because there's always a nigga it is who's hating that want to go ahead and steal or get something it is that nigga has. You got too much to lose. When you have too much to lose, you move different. So the fact to me is like he's trying to assert dominance this way. It's like, oh, I came up with this. I built this shit brick by brick. Me, I'm the prize. I got this money. I got more money than any other nigga. This is like, boy, get the. I will laugh in a nigga face if he said. I would laugh in a nigga face if he said this. Like wholeheartedly said this shit. I would laugh at this, be like, that's a joke, and then I'll be like, hey, listen, I'm about to go about my business. I'm gonna go find me another nigga that don't be on no bullshit like you. That's what you talk about. You wanna get that's funny. Hilarious.
Unsurprisingly, he caught major flack for that. Money can't unlame a lame. He would never keep that same energy if it was a man. Weak man. And recently, he only empowered the people with this opinion during his feud with Carisha and Saucy Santana. For months now, Ak has been involved with a woman known as Shy or Shy Glizzy. Since the outset, things have been pretty chaotic, with the girl that Ak allegedly issues a $30,000 a month allowance to regularly subtweeting him, or even posting some scandalous content about Ak on his own dedicated Discord server that got it temporarily taken down. According to him, things between himself and Shy came to a head when it was revealed that she'd stolen upwards of $50,000 from various safes in his house. But
W. Run it up. Run it up. Nigga wanna talk shit? Run it up. Run that shit up, sis. I mean, hey, listen, like, I haven't really heard of that many women sitting there and saying that they would fuck this nigga to begin with. But hey, listen, you know what I'm saying? Like, that nigga really got that money. Go ahead and, you know, make that nigga pocket hurts. You know what I'm saying? Run that shit the fuck up. Please, run that shit up. Bro not even paying for pussy. He's paying for a subtweet. Now, I'm not gonna lie with you. Paying a $30,000 allowance, if that's not saying paying for pussy, I don't know what it is. Jesus Christ. What's up, Memorize? Thank you.
But when you made a lot of enemies and became a divisive figure online like Ak has, you're more likely to get mocked than receive any sort of empathy for what you went through. And that's exactly how social media responded to him getting finessed. A late entry for Simp of the Year goes to Academkis. Yet Cheyenne isn't the only love interest in Ak's life that's causing him problems these days. And some of the accusations being made could finally be what derails his career if there's any legitimacy to them. Speaking about an unnamed woman on a recent podcast, Ak opened up about a girl who was allegedly unfaithful when Ak was in the house.
I'm shaming her now. I'm shaming her. I said, yo, I'm gonna keep it a being with you, bro. And you came to my house and had two niggas just fuck you raw. I ain't seen no condom, no none. I said, yo, you should go get tested, man. Like, you done. I said, that's wild, yo. You should go get tested, bro. From that moment.
Hold on.
I'm shaming her. I said, yo, I'm
woman on a recent podcast, Ak opened up about a girl who was allegedly unfaithful when Ak was in the house.
I'm shaming her now. I'm shaming her. I said, yo, I'm gonna keep it a being with you, bro. And you came to my house and had two niggas just fuck you raw. I ain't seen no condom, no none. I said, yo, you should go get tested, man. Like, you done. I said, that's wild, yo. You should go get tested, bro.
That nigga wanted to hit. That talk about something. There's I seen the girl being unfaithful. You let two niggas hit the fuck you raw. That nigga wanted to fuck too. Shut the fuck up.
From that moment, the denial shifted, and she kept like trying to like pivot on the denial to, yo, nah, send me the video. Yo, I'm pretty sure I didn't fuck him. And I'm like, bro, you fucked him. And she was like, no, look again. And now I'm getting super tight because I'm like, bro, I'm not about to watch this video if you getting fucked. Like, it's on my surveillance. Like, bro, like, I was fucking with you. Like, what? You want me to watch the video if you get fucked?
Unfortunately for Ak, opening up about
it seemed like it is you already did. He mad she wasn't loyal to the allowance.
About the situation might have been a major misstep. Not willing to let him get his narrative out there unchallenged, Zia Abash, known on Instagram as Miss Zia, took her account and told her side, and suddenly the whole story had a more sinister side to it.
I look crazy right now, but I'm not gonna stand here and let this man continue to lie about me. That's not what happened, Academkis. You know that that's not what happened. And for you to pretend that you didn't do anything, For you to pretend that you didn't do anything, that I just went to your house and I'm just some thought. Like we didn't know each other for 2 years. You tried to save yourself after your friends assaulted me. Whether or not you got drunk or not, I know that when you woke up, you were on top of me too. You me too, and a kit was done. You know what? I'm gonna come back with my own story. This what you wanted, you're about to get it. I've been quiet for way too long.
The minute that she said that, it's like the floodgates were open, and suddenly, Ak was getting hit on all sides by accusation. Within days, 17-year-old girls were posting the receipts of DMs from Ak, accusing him of grooming them by waiting until they turned 18 to fly them out. In the meantime, old clips have also resurfaced, which show that Ak wasn't quite as fazed about the legal age of consent as he should have been.
And to keep it real, if you think about it in the bigger scheme of things, there's not much difference between a 20 or a 17 or a 21 and a 17. Just kind of mean one's a minor and one's not a minor.
In any situation, that clip resurfacing...
Lock him up. Lock that nigga up. Lock him up. Lock him up. Lock him up. Lock him... Lock that nigga up. Lock that nigga up, bro. Just straight prison, you know, max level. Put that nigga in shoe at this rate. Like, nah, that's... Ooh. Oh God, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's he not getting out alive, right? Like that's weird, gang. Oh, he a Rugrats lover too. Him and Nikki's husband need a jail. Wow, wow, wow. There's wow, wow. Wow, Jesus.
Wouldn't be a good look. But when there's already a whole host of people who'd love to see you fall, and there's people chattering about you being a creep, it's really not going to help your case. Considering how despised he is, it's no surprise that some of his old enemies like Freddie Gibbs have rushed in to twist the knife. At Academkis, quiet as a church mouse today. Happy New Year, you R-word ass bitch. I'ma come to
It's like that one. It's like that one meme. Like, hey, listen. Come to find out it was your nigga. You know. The predatory ass nigga, and you knew this nigga. Damn. How long it is you known him for? A couple years? Damn. That's your homie. That's your friend. That's your man.
to court to slap you. In typical Ak fashion, he's still getting in disputes with artists even as all this was going down. Because when he caught Metro Boomin liking a tweet which celebrated all of his ongoing issues, he responded in his usual combative way.
You been crying like a hoe behind the scenes talking all type of shit, and you a pillow talking for the max. I get on 10 with you all day. What's up? You won't respond to me at all. Last time I posted you 20 times on my page, you was crying, bawling. If Savage wasn't cool with you, I would have been on you for, I would have been violated you every single day. Go mourn in peace, little. Don't take what I got going on for weakness. I be on everybody.
Knowing that he can rely on his streaming audience who hang on his every word, Ak has made it clear that if he's going down swinging, and that he won't give his haters the satisfaction of going quietly.
I'm crime-free, charge-free, STD-free, but I will tell you this, I am not hater-free.
Yeah, listen, you're not crime-free, gang. Not with the minors. You gonna shit. It's gonna come up. It's gonna come up, gang. It's gonna come up to you. Talking all that big shit. That downfall gonna be bad. Let's be for real. Who likes this nigga and believes what he says? Right?
There's been numerous individuals who probably have felt certain ways about me over the years that they could never come at me themselves. They're gonna latch on to any false narrative. They've been.
What are you talking about? There was literally niggas that has came up to you. You was the same nigga that was calling the police. How you gonna sit? that's laughable. How are you gonna sit there and say this? Oh, these niggas don't even come up to me. They do. They do come up to you. You had a nigga say straight to your face it is he wanted to slap the shit out of you. You had niggas it is that wanted to pull up and do some things to you, but you called the police. Stop acting, boy.
Wait. They've tried before.
Stop acting like it is you about
Whether or
that
not
life.
anything sticks, it's clear by now that it'll take nothing less than a literal criminal conviction to stop Ack from hopping onto his gaming chair and speaking to his global audience. Because even though he'll never be beloved, hip-hop fans see him as a necessary evil, and that they will tune into his videos if there's an interesting topic or they want to hear his latest drunken rant. And when he's beefing with another MC, or those situations where he becomes the news rather than reporting it, those viewing figures are only going to keep shooting up even higher.
So now that we have seen the video of this nigga here, bro, boy, it's just furthermore just making it seem like it is like, yeah, nah, do not like this nigga. Do not like this nigga. I don't even know how it is that he has a platform, to be honest with you. Like, I don't know how it is that, like, you know, he has this platform or how niggas is even defending him. But hey, listen, I guess a very interesting video. Shout outs to y'all into the chat and shout outs to you at home. I will catch y'all in the next video.